Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first long-form wage video. I've got a banger for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for choosing to be a part of this new little series that I'm going to be starting here. Peep the Call of Duty in the background. I got this time I'm not playing bots. Normally I'd be quick scoping bots. This time I am annihilating some real motherfuckers in Call of Duty lobby. They couldn't stand with me. I'm going to be real. MWR is my game, you know what I'm saying? So there's just going to be 2 or 3 videos in the background playing during this, and that's how these long-form videos are going to work. But, man, you know I hate talking for a long time beforehand, so let's just get right into this story, man. But, so, fellas, we all had our first jobs, you know what I'm saying? And my first job I got when I was 16 years old, and I would just turn 16, literally like maybe a month before I got the job. I wanted to get a job. You know, my friend Ben had a job at this pizza joint in the town that he lived in. So I figured, you know, if my man Ben can do it, I can do it too. No hate to Ben, you know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on my boy Ben with this statement here, you know, but it's the truth, man. You know, if Ben could do it, I could probably do it too. You know, I feel like we two men are the same kind. So I put my name in. I got my job at my favorite pizza joint near my crib. I'm not going to call, you know, say what it's called, but we'll just call it, we'll call it Jimbo's for the sake of this video, all right? Now, Jimbo's, listen, it was my favorite pizza joint before anything had ever happened, and it was very cheap. I didn't even know that. My mom would always just ask me, you know, hey, I'm kind of feeling pizza tonight. What type of pizza you want? I would always just say Jimbo's. Jimbo's is what I wanted because it was my favorite pizza. So when I wanted to get the job, I had got pizza that night, and I found my boy Ben. He got the pizza job recently too, and I really wanted a job, so I sent a application into Jimbo's. And they got back to me and they said, listen, man, come in for an interview, you know, as soon as you can make it. We need help bad, you know, get in here as soon as you can. You know, I went up there, I think, you know, it was like a Monday afternoon, and I parked in there. I was dressed kind of nice, you know, even though it was for a very shitty low-end pizza joint. I came packing the heat. You know, I had to do what I had to do for that pizza job. Now, I do feel as though I got to mention that this pizza joint is kind of, it's a little bit cheaper than other places. It's very lower end pizza, but I still thought it was good. I never even really had known that. It was good pizza in my eyes, but it was very, very dirt cheap, and that kind of affected the clientele and the people that worked there to an extent. But it didn't really matter too much in the application of this store. When I parked and walked in for my in-person interview, I was greeted at the door by a fella named Charles. Now, Charles, I hadn't really known too many people like this, you know, back then, but he was sort of a crackhead-looking fella, you know what I mean? He had his head shaved. He was a little shorter, but he just had that face on him, you know, that was just like, you know, he'd seen some things and been through some stuff, even though it turned out that he ended up being very young, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he has seen by the time he got to 24, but he looked like 44 by the time I met this man. But shout out to him. He was an awesome guy. I walk in, you know, he greets me and asks me to if I want anything to drink for free, anything to eat, you know, and then I go into the back. And this is where the story picks up, fellas. I meet this man named Steve, and that's his real name. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it or change anything. I walk in, and I meet this man, Steve, and he was a wonder to behold. So I walk in there. He's got, first of all, a barrel belly gut sticking out of his shirt. Like you can see the gut hang come from underneath of his shirt, hanging out in front of his pants. Very hairy, you know what I'm saying, gut hang out. And then he had pizza sauce on his shirt, and he was one of those guys, like he had his glasses on, but they were halfway down, you know, his face. So it was really hard to get a real grasp of what he was thinking, because you know he wasn't seeing you through these glasses. He was just looking in your general direction. So he was maybe, you know, a 55-year-old man, and he interviewed me and basically told me just for walking in there I got the job, and asked me if I wanted to start then, and I was like, nah, give me another day. Give me I think it was a Friday was my first day. So I started on a Friday later on, but so that was my first impression, my first meeting with this man, Steve. And then as I get to know everybody, you know what I'm saying, I get acclimated into that joint, and I get to know everybody at that pizza shop, and I was friends with everybody. Charles one day, who ended up being awesome. I loved him, man. He was very peculiar, and he was kind of a crackhead. I can't lie to you. I think I might have mentioned him in a previous video. I'm not really sure, but he was amazing. He was a great character. But anyways, Charles one time approached me and my friends, and he was like, hey, fellas, I got to show y'all something, and it's really funny. You know, Charles had excellent humor, obviously. he came up to us and he was like, I got a video of Steve fucking a sauce bucket. It was actually just me and my friend Weston. Anyways, Charles came up to us and told us about this video of Steve, that he's got a Steve fucking the sauce bucket. And I was just like, no way. I don't believe you. That's not right. He's like, I'll pull it up right now, bud. And he scrolled back a little bit and he found the video and pulled it up to us. And here this man was, lo and behold, in the like a video of him. Charles walked in there because he said he was like in there for a little bit. And Charles be fucking with Steve a lot. I love Charles. Like, he has crackhead energy all the time. He'd be fucking with people. I loved him. He went in there and took a video of Steve, and he was pants down, balls deep, cock and balls into sauce. A sauce bucket, like he had the lid off, and he was just plowing, bruh. And then he looked behind, and you could see like his glasses was like halfway down, falling off his face as he was looking around back at Charles taking the video. And then Charles just closed the door and was like, ha! And the video ran off, bro. My fault about that laugh. But it was an astounding video to see as a 16-year-old young man. And I don't know what happened to that sauce. I don't know if it got served that day or what. But I can tell you that Steve probably did not want any of us to know that. And shortly after this video getting out and him showing this to us, Steve actually left to form his own trucking company. But apparently, and that's not the end of Steve's story here. Let me tell you. So I guess he forms this new trucking business, you know what I'm saying, after he's done fucking the sauce. And to be honest about this sauce fucking man, this could have been a very long-term venture. I have no clue how long he was doing this, but he was doing this in secrecy on an actual day. And he's regularly had sauce on his shirt and things, which I don't know how that gets there, but you know, well, obviously we make pizzas, but I don't even get sauce on my shirt like that. Like, it's not really that hard, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was wild. I'm not really sure what he was doing with that, but I think it could have been a regular occurrence, and I think some of that sauce could have been sold. So, yeah, I had to change the name of this restaurant because I cannot trust any of y'all to look it up, because I still fuck with this place. I had that pizza today, actually. That's what made me want to make this story. I just went and ate some pizza there now, but, you know, I can't tell you how many buckets he has fornicated within, and I don't know where the fornication ends up. Was it in the bucket? Is it not? I don't know what he's doing with it, but I know that some of the sauce could have been sold, and it could have been happening for months or a long time. So beware of Steve. But thank goodness he's not in the pizza business anymore. He went to his trucking business, but after the trucking business, apparently it failed or something. After I quit, because I was there at this pizza place for about a year. After I quit, then he apparently came back to the job once I guess all of us that knew left or something, and came back for a manager job again, and then left the place again. Who knows where Steve is now? But he's quite an interesting character that I think a lot of people, you know, nobody would, they would just think he's kind of a sloppy Joe, you know, when they look at him, and they just really wouldn't give him the thought of day, and that's how he sneaks by as a little sauce fucker in modern day society. I really feel bad for the man, Steve, but hopefully he changes his ways and does not get in a position of power where he can keep doing this to innocent people, innocent pizza buyers, and, you know, people that just want double sauce on whatever. You know, I hope I never ate from those buckets, but it very well could have happened. I ate there a lot. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the first long form commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed some of this prime gameplay, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.